So, in response to the question on everybody's mind that everyone's asking, is the new West Side Story better than the original one? Yeah, it is. Hey guys, welcome to my review and welcome to my channel. I'm new here on YouTube, so please consider supporting the channel by subscribing, leaving a comment, and a like down below. But without any further ado, let's talk about West Side Story 2021, directed by Steven Spielberg. West Side Story stars Ansel Elgort, Rachel Ziegler, is directed by Steven Spielberg, as I said before, and it is a reimagining and a retelling of the classic story, but not so much a remake. This is not them trying to reinvent the movie, it's more or less Spielberg's take on it. There's even interviews of him saying this was his favorite musical growing up and that he loved it. He memorized the songs, everything about it. And you can really tell because there is a love and a craft to this that it blew me away. Actually, before making this review, I saw West Side Story 2021 in the theater with my sister. And then I went back with my sister and we both rewatched the original version, I think that's 1961, the 1961 version, and we did kind of like a side by side, like so I could see what they were doing. And it's really not a remake. It's completely different. There are things that are swapped out. There's no new songs. The music in the new one is the music from the original, still the Leonard Bernstein score. I actually think though the score is better here. It is louder. The mambo number, phenomenal. The choreography, it was great. Peck was the choreographer for this movie. He blew this movie away. I was so riveted. There were parts in this movie where I was sitting in my seat and my sister and I were just trying to contain everything in us because this movie has so much energy, so much symbolism. It is so artistically beautiful to look at. Not to say the other one's bad. This one just does a better job. It also does a better job at making statements, for instance. There is way more to the story. And in case, you don't know the story, I'm going to explain it to you without any spoilers. So basically, it's Romeo and Juliet being retold, and in this case, it's set in the late 50s of New York, and there's these two gangs called the Jets and the Sharks. The Sharks are Puerto Rican, and the Jets are the Americans, and essentially they're at war with each other. Now, there's a lot of race issues because, like, there's this police lieutenant, and he obviously is kind of siding. He's not bluntly biased, but you can tell he's in the original he's more obviously biased. This one he's more subtly biased, and he's leaning more towards the white side of everything, more than helping the Puerto Ricans and trying to actually give fair police work. And basically in the new one, what he says is, I've got to protect this place with my officers until they knock this whole side of town down and fix it up. So until then, you're not doing any of this on my block. You're not doing it on my watch. And it's good because they make more of a statement with him by, in the original one, all cops are bad. And I think in an era like this, we need to put out better messages than that, and they do because there's a bad cop, but the sergeant in here, he's actually a good cop. He's someone who actually cares. For instance, the character of Chino. I can't even see how he qualifies as a character in the original film. And there, he's not a real character. He's just a plot contrivance, a plot device. They need him to do something in the end of the movie, and I'm not going to spoil what all the stuff is that he has to do, but they just need him there for that. That's the only reason he's in the original. This one, Chino as a character, like, he's supposed to take Maria out on this date, like, to this dance, which is where Tony and Maria meet, played by Ansel Elgort and Rachel, and then, like, basically, in the original one, he just takes her there. That's all he's there for. In this one, he kind of has a character, he's a little shy, and he has this moment where he kind of mans up, and he's, like, sort of has, like, this dance thing where he's, like, trying to dance off, and he's not doing a good job, but it's a cute moment. My sister and I loved it. Also, there are so many more themes in this movie, so much more undertone. The original is more surface level. This is more in depth. This is something where there is something to it. Spielberg also, his direction is phenomenal. There is a real sense of grit and realism to this. There is genuine tension between the two gangs in this movie. The original, it just felt like they were gangs, and because the script said they were bad, they're bad. This one, you felt danger. You felt threats. Every time they're on screen, you just know that they hate each other. They want to fight. They want to take each other out. And with that, let's move on into the characters now. Ziegler, I want to talk about first. She plays Maria. She apparently, this is her first big role. She did high school plays. Let me tell you, she killed it in this role. She brought so much to this character. She brought all this life, this cute innocence, this naivety, and this hopeful side to her that I really liked. And she was someone that was more relatable as a character than the original Maria was. And she's very, I guess the word for it would be real. There's nothing fake. She seems real. She seems like someone who could exist in the real world. Ansel Elgort, I've loved him. He's done Baby Driver, The Fault in Our Stars, Divergent. We all know he's a good actor. Though, this is the best performance I've seen by Ansel Elgort ever. He blew me away. My sister was talking to me about the movie after we left, and she even said there's no way I can describe in words what Ansel Elgort did in that movie. And it's true. You can't describe what he did with Tony. Also, they give Tony more of a character in this movie. This one, he's conflicted because of something he did, and he actually has more of a history and a background and a personality. Also, different things change here, and they play out for the better. Like, Rita Moreno has a character in this movie who kind of replaces the character of Doc from the original. And in it, the original, when he's singing, I think it's Something's Coming or Who's Knows is the name of the song, he's singing it to himself, kind of just loading bottles. And here, he's singing it to Rita Moreno's character, Tony is, and he's just kind of closing the store as he's doing it, and he's going across with the ladder, and there's something happening while he's doing it. It also seems more like he's talking. Also, Ansel Elgort can sing, and he can dance really well. I mean, very well. And they switch other numbers out, like the boy number, I think it's called Cool. They switch it to where he's singing it to Riff. Tony's singing it to Riff, trying to tell Riff, because Riff gets this gun, and he tells him, Riff, you don't want this gun. Things can go wrong if you get this gun. And it's him explaining to Riff. It was so much better and more effective. The original movie was more or less thrown in. This had a place. As well as costumes are amazing. The America number with the costumes, the choreography, the singing, the energy, everything was riveting. This whole movie looks, sounds beautiful, perfect. They couldn't have done this any better. It also does not feel like it is a movie that is now. Sometimes you'll watch a movie and it's set in the past and it's made nowadays, and you feel like it's modern actors playing it. I felt like I was in the late 50s. Also, Spielberg used film for this movie, apparently, for a lot of it. I'm not sure it's the entire thing, but he used a lot of film, which helps. There's a very classic feel to it. It feels like those classic movies, and it was so wonderful to see this. This movie has fades in it. Scenes fade in and out. You don't see that in movies anymore at all. That is so rare. Mr. Faced, who plays Riff, brings so much to Riff. Riff is awesome. I loved Riff in this movie. Riff is hilarious. He's also more sympathetic, almost. I could say the exact same thing for Bernardo. He's not the same character that he was in the original one. They're not surface level. For his plays, Bernardo, he's been absent for a long time. Acting. I had a little accident there. But anyway, he's been absent for a while, and he's come back and kills it. They also give Bernardo this thing where he wants to be a boxer, and it was just neat. They gave him a little character. There's also little things in this movie, like people giving each other things and taking it back, and like the red thing, that's the sash or the kind of belt thing she has in her dress. In the original movie, she just has it on there. In this one, Anita gives it to her to make her look more pretty. And there's this whole joke about this lipstick, and I won't spoil what happens the night after she meets Tony or this lipstick thing, because I think you need to see that yourself. It's brilliant, though. Bose plays Anita, I think I'm pronouncing it right. She kills it. I love the energy. I love the vibes. I love everything she gave. I love the drama. When she had to be dramatic, you felt it. She nailed it. She did a great job. Of course, she came off Hamilton, and I loved Hamilton when I saw that. I cannot express how wonderful this movie was. And Rita Moreno, is she good? Of course she's good. We all knew she was going to be good. She's great. She's actually credited as an executive producer. Spielberg's direction, though, in this movie, phenomenal. The camera work is amazing. There's wide shots. There's expressive shots. It is so good. I have not felt this way about a movie in a long time. This movie is a movie you definitely need to check out. I'm going to give it 10 out of 10 stars. This is a must-watch. Go see it. Support it. These kind of movies will not be made if we don't support them. So go support this movie right now. Go watch it. Buy a ticket. Thanks for watching.